Welcome back to the Tool World Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Ju, and I'm here with Master Ju.
Hello there, Mr. Ju.
Hello. Got another exciting podcast here today.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
It's going to be super detailed.
Oh.
It's just these minute differences. But the question here today is that you have the same technique, but sometimes they're a different application or maybe a different attacking tool. So will you perform the technique the same? And so let's look at two techniques, two examples they came up with.
Okay.
Okay. Should we start with the easier one, I think, or the harder one?
Well, let's go with the easy one.
I don't know which one is the easy one, actually.
All right. Front snap kick.
Yeah, front snap kick. So
that's an easy one? Okay.
Yeah. So
I would think it's easy.
The attacking tool is generally the ball of the foot.
Well, what are the attacking tools?
Ball of the foot, toes, instep,
Toes with...
shoes.
Yeah, I mean, we don't condition the toes too much.
Yeah.
You ever stub your toe on a table?
Well, yeah, that hurts.
That hurts.
hurts a lot, yeah.
Get some boards and
Yeah.
let's kick with the toe.
Knee. Shin,
Oh, okay.
right? So
All
there's
right,
tons of different ones.
There
right?
are different ones. But
However-
the basic one, when we're talking about the foot,
Yeah.
ball of the foot.
Ball of the foot versus, let's say,
Instep.
instep. Now, when I do instep, because of the way the kick is being performed, you might say that maybe I may be attacking the groin because it's kind of coming.
Well, that's
like up.
because, but that's because of the attacking tool. It's
Right.
the top of your foot.
However, when I do ball of the foot, it's more like, you need to get it to go kind of like in, right?
Well, but that's because you want to align the attacking tool to its target.
Right.
So in other words, you cannot do a front snap kick with the instep to someone's solar plex. It's just not possible. That kick can only be performed for basically like the groin area.
Right.
Because it's going up. Because the attacking tool is the top of the foot.
Right.
And it's the same with the ball of the foot. You can kick the groin area,
You
but
just have to angle that foot differently.
you would have to angle it. Foot's got to be pulled back. Toes got to be pulled
More like
back.
a high kick. but
Kinda
it's
like a low
but
high
like
kick,
Very
right.
low high kick, yeah.
Right.
There's a new kick for you. Low high kick.
Low high kick. There you go. Low high kick.
Yeah, there-
What does that mean? Is it low or is it high? It's both.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
So would you
But-
perform the kick differently?
I
So in a
think-
pattern sense, we're kicking with the ball of the foot. So those are standardized.
But that's
Right.
also, well, it is because we're attacking a specific area.
Right.
Belt level and above, because
Kicking
low
this-
kicks is actually
the umbilicus.
right and above.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Low umbilicus, shoulder, middle, high is eye level. And if it's up below that, it's actually a different kick.
Right.
So is that like a pressing kick? No, it's not pressing.
That can't be a pressing kick.
Um,
You want to make up some more new terminology?
Low
It's
high
like,
kicks are
Yeah,
good.
like
That's
a low upward kick.
low
or something.
upward. That
Yeah, I
kind of
don't know.
explains it.
Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah.
that's just for fun, by the way.
But I think we deviated. But is the kick performed similar? I think it still is. It's just kind of the knee's got to come up and you just got to snap it out. That's why we call it a front snap kick.
Yeah.
Front snap kick with the ball of the foot. Front snap kick with the instep. Front snap kick with the toes. Right. You have front snap kick with the knee.
Yes, like in Chungchang. Right.
Upward kick.
But that's a different kick.
Front,
That's a different kick.
and that's also interesting because that is a different kick because upward kick with the knee is going upward. Front snap kick with the knee is actually thrusting forward.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's jump forward. Now the
Did
other
that
technique.
answer that question on that?
Yeah, they're fundamentally the
Fundamentally the
same.
same,
But I think there is a point that they could be done a little bit differently. Kind of depends, situational wise.
Slight different because
Slight difference.
Yeah, it's just a slight difference just because of the attacking tool.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to hit.
Right. All right, so moving on, we're looking at twin vertical punch. And to my knowledge, when I was looking through it, you can do twin vertical punch to one target
Okay.
or two people. Very rarely, right? And if you look at one of these application photos, they're actually doing a twin vertical punch to two people in the application photo. Now, two people means the arms are going to be farther apart. There's no way that somebody, unless their faces would be really close together. And then you do the twin vertical. So that's not happening, right? So
For those that are not on the podcast, it'd be like this.
yeah. So you're hitting two people, right?
Right.
Versus one person, the hands would naturally be closer because I'm striking them in the face here.
Right?
Two people a little bit farther. Now, will you perform the technique differently? Do I have to show that? I think this pattern was like, it was like a second or third dan when you see the application. But obviously when they do it in the air, it's just, it's in the air. But would you
Right.
do it different?
I haven't looked at that in a while. There's a lot of things I haven't looked at in a while.
Yeah.
Break out the book.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because, we do have twin techniques, like twin side front punch, which is like shoulder line. That's like two targets. Twin vertical punch, that's with both hands, with one target, it's close to, like, to the one head, is that a twin side punch, vertical twin side punch, I guess you could call it that, because it's to the shoulder line. But it's not, because it's not exactly to the shoulder line. That's what would make that a side front punch.
Yeah.
Versus the side front punch, for those that are on the, like, just listening to the podcast, is the fist or the attacking tool lines up with the outside of your shoulder.
Yeah.
As opposed to the solar plex line or center line. Someone did ask about that. When did it change from solar plex line to
Whoa. that might be another podcast.
There. I get deviated sometimes.
Yeah. All right, stay on track there, Master.
Stay on track.
Stay on track.
Yeah, see, don't interrupt me, otherwise I forget
Yeah.
what I'm going to say. I say that in class a lot too. Anyway, so that's an interesting idea. So what is a vertical punch? How would you define that? Is it its angle that it's coming at?
Vertical punch is
It's
defined
the fist
by the attacking tool is forming a vertical
position, right?
vertical position.
Right.
Yeah.
And so does it have to be close or does it have to be wide?
They can be both,
Right.
depending on number of attackers.
Attackers, right. Well, okay, in the pattern, it's only what pattern is that in?
Many patterns.
For two targets.
For two targets, probably never.
It's not, the
But
application
the
doesn't show
application
that
photo
in any
shows
of the
no, it
patterns.
does. It does. That's what I'm saying. But when you're doing the non-application photo, it always looks like it's one target. However, some applications might show two targets, right? So my question would be, when you do patterns, would you make it, show it as two targets, one target? I'm gonna guess the default is always that one target.
Yeah,
because it's probably
I would think so.
rarely does it happen in two. But
Right.
do you understand my question?
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
understand your question. I just have to go back and look at those, go back to the encyclopedia and look at their application photos.
But
And
based on what I said, what would you say?
for patterns, I think it's still you perform like one target.
Even if the application showed two, but
So my question is, if I go back, are all of those patterns that have twin vertical punch always show one or two, or is there certain patterns that show two targets?
Yeah, I didn't look that closely. I guess you could go back.
Well, you brought that up.
Well, I mean, I just saw one picture. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that would be my question. So if I'm looking at,
Well, tune back in 4 weeks later, and we're gonna look into that one. But
yeah, it's interesting idea.
All right.
Because it's performed slightly different. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be same, but it's going to be slightly different. And it's mostly going to be this angle of the attack, because
Yeah.
it is going to kind of come in at a 45-degree angle in the way single target is going to come kind of like this diamond triangle shape.
yeah,
And even with two targets, it would still be performed that way. Definitely not like a side front punch where it's more to the shoulder
Yeah.
line.
right.
And who's to say you couldn't do that, right?
Well, that would be twin vertical punch, middle, which is like low, so it's by the arms. All right, well, let us know your guys' thoughts on this topic. We'll probably come back to it as we investigate which patterns do we see a different application photo for some of these techniques.
Maybe someone will comment.
Maybe.
Then we don't have to look.
That's true.
And then we don't have to do that podcast.
There we
It
go.
gets just read it.
There we go.
Read it.
All right, let us know your guys' thoughts. Don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
We'll see you guys next time.
Taekwondo.